Hi everyone, it's Clarisse, one of the instructors here at the Dalplex and Sexton Gym Fitness Centers. Welcome to my living room workout. Today what we're going to be doing is a high intensity interval training workout, which essentially means that for half the time we're going to be getting that heart rate up, and the other half of the time we're going to be doing resistance movements or strength building exercises that are going to bring that heart rate down. So the sequence that I have planned, it's all going to be back to back. There's going to be minimal time for rest. So if you need to, hit pause, catch that breath. But if you can, we're going to do each of these exercises sequentially. And then if you need to, take a break in between sets. So we're going to be using one piece of equipment today. And here, this is honestly your chance to get creative and find some stuff around your house. I'll show you what I have. It's just these circles, and the back side is actually meant to be plastic slippery material. So on any sort of slippery surface, lino, hardwood, concrete, tile, these guys are going to move around. And so the best part about it is you could honestly use old t-shirts, face cloths, tea towels, pieces of cardboard or paper, really anything that you can pretty much reduce the amount of friction between our body and the slippery surface that we're going to be working on. As well, any of these exercises you could do without any equipment. So if you want to follow along and do it at your own pace without anything, then that works great and you should still get a good workout. This is just a different way to sort of spruce things up and be creative with what we've got around in the house. Okay, so the workout that we have today, we're going to start off with a nice easy warm-up. Then on the main set, we're going to do 2 exercises paired together for every set. So one is going to be a cardio exercise, the other one is going to be a resistance exercise. And how it's going to work, we're going to do 20 seconds of the first exercise and then 40 seconds of the second exercise, going straight into 30 seconds of the first exercise, then 30 of the second, then finishing off with 40 seconds of the first exercise and 20 seconds of the second. So what we're doing, every sort of combination set is going to be 1 minute long. But you can see that one of the movements is going to be increasing in length throughout the set and the other one's going to be decreasing. All right, let's get started. Finding a nice strong march. Trying to drag those knees up nice and high. Now if our body's feeling stiff today or your joints just don't like having a lot of impact, you're going to stick with this variation. However, if you're feeling great, you really got some energy to burn today, you're going to pick up that jog into a run. Trying to drive those knees up nice and high. Good, so picking either option, we're almost there. Perfect. We've worked those quads now. Now we're working the butt and the hamstrings. We're going to start off with a hamstring curl. Step and pull. You can do anything with those arms here, but try to get them involved so that they're warming up too. And again, if you've got a lot of energy, you want to pick up that pace, you're going to take it into a jog where you're trying to hit those heels up to the bump best you can. Great, we're almost there. A couple seconds left. Perfect. Sticking that heel out, pushing that butt back, reaching down for that heel. Good, trying to keep a nice flat back. If this feels great, feel free to linger down there a little bit longer. This is your warm-up, your workout. Make sure you listen to that body. Good, 2 more. Perfect. We're going to warm up those hips. Nice big hip openers here. Driving that knee up, out, and back. Perfect. For 2 and 1. Now we're going to reverse direction by bringing that knee up and in. Good, keep it up, so close. Perfect, so we've got a few plank positions today. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna start off with standing. We're gonna walk those hands out into a nice strong plank. Pulling that core in, we're gonna walk those hands back to the feet. Stand it up. Good, last one. Perfect. Warming up those shoulders to finish off with a couple big shoulder rolls. Good, reverse direction. And shake it out. Okay, so for the first set, we're gonna grab whatever we're using to slide on the floor. And what we're gonna be doing is putting them underneath our feet. So that when we go down into our plank position, what we're gonna be doing is a mountain climber. And those feet are gonna be sliding with us. For the second movement, you're gonna either take those feet off the slider or keep them on if you can engage that core and hold tight. But we're gonna be going into push-ups. Here I'm good with 3 different options. The first being your standard push-up. The second dropping down to those knees and lowering that whole torso. Or the third, dropping down to the chest, releasing the hands, and then pushing yourself back up. Alrighty, getting to that first position, we're gonna try to do these 2 exercises with 3 different intervals, non-stop. Ready, and go. Let's find that mountain climber. Awesome job, we're almost there. And release. Dropping either down to those knees or going into your full version, finding those push-ups. Good, so if you remember, the first one is our long set. So what we were doing, really short cardio, really long strength exercise. So if at any point you cannot do one of the variations for push-ups, drop down to that next one and try to keep pushing through this. Five seconds left, you got this. Perfect, and release. Finding those feet on our sliders. We're going back into that mountain climber. Ready? Let's find it, 30 seconds. Awesome job, almost halfway. Last 5, go, go, go. Good, and release, going right into those push-ups. Five seconds. Good, and release. We're going into our last set now. Get those feet back on the sliders. We've got 40 seconds now, mountain climbers, and only 20 left of push-ups. Ready, let's go. Good, and if you're doing this without equipment, remember that normal mountain climbers work as well. So here, without those sliders, driving those knees into the elbow, or doing alternating switch lunges. Pick your variation, and let's finish strong. Five seconds. Perfect, and release. Awesome job, everyone. Finishing off now with our last set of push-ups. 20 seconds, let's go. Over halfway. For 2. Last one. Awesome job. Shake those arms out. Feel free to grab a sip of water, and we'll go into set number 2. Awesome job, everyone. So the next 2 exercises that we've got, the first one is our jumping jacks. So here, if impact doesn't work for you, we're gonna step and reach, going for speed. Then the second exercise we've got, we're actually gonna put our foot on our slider, just one of them, and we're going to be getting nice and low into that squat position. And I want you to move it side, back, side, and front. Perfect. So now you've got an idea about how these 2 exercises work. We're gonna start that set. Ready? Let's go. Jumping jacks. "20 short seconds. Last 5. Perfect. Finding that slider, finding our squat, slide it to the side, then to the back, side, front. Here, that supported leg is trying to hold a strong squat position. Good, we're almost there. What we're gonna do to even out both sides is at the halfway mark, switch. Perfect. Other leg, squat, front, side, back. Keep low in that leg. Try not to let it go. We're almost there. 5 seconds left. Perfect. Off that slider. Moving back to those jacks. 30 seconds. Again, if jacks don't work for you, touch and reach. Ten seconds left. Good, for 2. Perfect, finding that slider, finding that squat. First leg. Remember, this one's gonna get shorter. So as we go throughout the set, it's gonna feel easier. For 2, and 1, switching legs. 15 seconds and we're done. Good, try to get that weight into the heel on the supporting leg. 2, and release. Back to those jacks to finish off, 40 seconds. Over halfway, keep it up. Seconds. Perfect. Finishing off with those sliders. This is gonna feel super short. 10 seconds each leg. Good, and switch. Nice and deep in that squat. For 2 and 1. Awesome job, everyone. Grab a sip of water. Moving on to the third set. All right, so for the third set, the 2 exercises that we have, the first for cardio is going to be our burpee. So I have a couple different options here. The first is our typical gym class burpee, where we've got to jump. We plant those hands down, shoot them out, shoot them back, jump it up. If that doesn't work for you, our low impact version, step out, step in, stand it up. No jumping or impact at all in that version. If you want to take it up another notch, what you're going to do is a chest to floor burpee. Jump all the way down, pop it up. All right, the second movement we've got, we're going to find our plank position on the floor. Now, really important here, we've only got the slider under 1 foot, and we're going into a plank. What we're going to do, while keeping the plank, move the leg out to the side, move it back under. Really important when we move it, the hip doesn't dip, and we're not trying to torque this hip to push the leg further than it can actually go. So depending on your flexibility, your leg may only come 45-degree angle away from the body and back in. Maybe you can get it closer to 90. The further away you can get it doesn't really matter on the difficulty. What we're caring about here is maintaining a proper core alignment, pelvic tilt, and engaging that abdomen. So as long as you feel like your core is doing the work, that leg doesn't have to go as far as mine might be. Alrighty, getting ready to go. 20 seconds of burpees in 2 and 1. Let's find it. Over halfway. Last one. Awesome job. Heading down into that plank. Pull that plank in and up. Two. Good. Switching feet. Awesome, and release. Great job with that. Heading back up to standing for our burpees. 30 seconds, let's go. Last 5 seconds. Awesome job, and release. Shaking it out, heading back down to that plank. 30 seconds here, and go. Switching feet. Good, and rest. Whew. Take a breather there, popping it back up to those burpees. Last set of burpees here. Ready? Let's find it. Good. Pace yourself, folks. Remember, this is our long set, so we've got 40 seconds of burpees here. Left. You can do this. Can you get one more good one in? Go, 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 and rest. Whew. Awesome job. Going into our last one. Finding that slider, plank position. This will be nice and short, just 20 seconds, 10 seconds aside. Ready? Let's go. For 2 and 1, switch feet. 3, 2, and release. Woo, awesome job. Grab a sip of water. Moving on to our next set. Awesome job. So our next 2 movements. The first one we've got is a skater. Starting off with one foot, I want you to use all of the power you've got in that leg. We're gonna push and land in the other foot. Really important here to push that knee out over the toe when you land and not let it cave in. Push, push. Nice big strides here. If impact does not work for you, big step, touch, or find those jumps. The second movement we've got one of our sliders again. You're gonna put it under one foot. Now this will be really similar to a movement we did 2 sets ago. So what we're gonna do, you're gonna slide it out to the side, find a lunge, stand it up. Slide it out, stand it up. So a little different than sitting and holding that position, we're actually activating it using that core as the other foot slides out from under us. Alrighty, 20 seconds of skaters. Let's go. Good. Reach and touch. Ten seconds. For 2 and 1. Finding that slider. Step up. Lunge up. Good. Try to keep that chest up nice and high. We don't want to tip forward as we bend that foot. 5 seconds. 2. Switching feet. Lunge up. Ten seconds. For 2 and 1. Perfect. Back to those skaters. 30 seconds. If you're really energetic, you want to make this even bigger. Lunge, reach for that ground. Ten seconds, go, go, go. Finding for speed. 2 and 1, awesome job. Right into those lunges. Five seconds on this leg. Switching sides. Almost there. Good. And release. Back to those skaters, last set. Seconds here. Push that pace. Make sure you're checking in with your body. Is that knee pushed out over the toe? Don't trip on your mat. Almost there, 5 seconds. 2 and release. Last time, grab that slider, down and squeeze. 10 seconds each leg. and switch. Burning those legs. Good, and release. Nice job, everyone. Time for the next set. Okay, so for the next set, the first cardio movement we have, we're going to be doing fast feet here. So little tiny feet. It is relatively low impact. You want to imagine you've got sharp little rocks underneath those toes, and you're in the comfort of your own living room. You're not in a fitness class somewhere. So as you're doing those fast feet, I want everything to be shaking everywhere. No shame, I want you to work hard, feel that jiggle. The second movement we've got, we're gonna go into that plank position, and you've got the slider underneath one hand. Now what we're gonna be doing here, sliding it forward and then side. So if you can't see from underneath, that slider is gonna be going front and side, making a big L shape while you're in that plank position. And just like the other exercises, once we're halfway through that set, we're gonna switch hands and do the other side, making sure that we're holding that core nice and tight throughout the whole plank and not letting those hips dip as the slider moves. Alrighty, getting ready to go. Our first set of cardio in 2 and 1. Quick little feet. How fast can you move those feet? Go, 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 go. 10 seconds done. For 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Perfect. Getting ready to grab that slider, heading down to the floor. Nice strong plank position, and forward and side. Five seconds left. 2 and 1. Switch hands. Awesome job. Keep that butt down. Try not to hike that hip. 3, 2, and 1. Awesome job. Release. Coming back up. Let's find those quick feet. 30 seconds here. Over halfway. Go, go, go for 2, and release. Awesome job. Back down to the floor. Let's find that plank. Five seconds. 2, other hand. 2, other hand. Last 5 seconds. Awesome, and rest. Big breath, come back up to standing. Finding those fast feet, last time. 40 seconds, this is the long set. Fast feet, last time. 40 seconds, this is the long set. Fast feet, last time. 40 seconds, this is the long set. Over halfway, you got this. Can you go just a little faster? For 2, good. Rest it out. Last set of those horrible planks on the floor. Ready? 10 seconds each arm. 2, switching hands. For 2, and rest. Whew, awesome job, you guys. Hopping up for our last set. All right, for our last two exercises. The first one, you have the option here of using your slider, whatever piece of equipment you've got, as sort of a marker. Just be careful that when you're jumping over it, you don't actually land on top of it and slide. Obviously that could be very dangerous. So use it as just a mental marker. You don't actually have to hop over this. Just think about being safe and doing the best that we can. So you're gonna start on one side of that slider. It's on the floor right now. All we're gonna do is a nice big hop over top, step, step, hop, step, step. So that's gonna be the cardio. We're gonna go for speed here. If you want, you can make it small. You can also, if you're trying to get a better vert, nice big jump, hop over, jump, hop over. Just like we're Highland dancing. Then what we're gonna do for that last movement, we're gonna hop on the ground. You're gonna put the slider underneath one foot. We're gonna be going into a glute bridge position. And while we're holding that glute bridge, that slider's gonna slide out and in. So, two things that we're trying to do in this position. We're gonna squeeze those glutes, and you're gonna keep those feet hip width apart. So what that's gonna do is it's gonna activate the quads and the hamstrings while you're holding that isolation. As that slider goes out and you pull it back in, you're gonna feel the back of that leg scream because that hamstring is actually gonna be doing all the work here like a hamstring curl. If you have any sort of hamstring injury, or you have a really hard time holding the glute bridge position as is without your hips dropping, do not do the variation where you're sliding your foot out. Okay, that's more of an advanced variation, and I want you to have those foundational basics about holding that core properly until you move on and you can take those advanced variations. We're trying to feel good with these workouts. We're not trying to injure ourselves or feel worse. Alrighty, hopping up. We're gonna start off with those jumps. Ready? Up and over. The first one's only 20 seconds, so push that pace. Five seconds. 2. Perfect. Heading back down to that floor. One slider underneath that heel. Finding that glute bridge. Push up, slide up. You don't want those hips to touch the ground. Try to keep them as high up as possible. If you feel like there's any pressure on the front of that knee, of the supporting leg, then you're going to need to move that foot closer to the bum. Perfect, switching legs. Push up, squeeze out. Drive those hips. 5 seconds. 2. Perfect. Pop it up. Back to that cardio. 30 seconds. Last 10. 2 and 1. Perfect. Finding the floor. Push up into that glute bridge and slide. For 2 and 1, switching feet. And 1, awesome job. Popping it back up to standing for the last set. Ready? Up and over. 40 seconds. You're doing it right as long as that heart rate is coming up and your body feels good. Five seconds, can you push that pace? And release. Last set, it's only 20 seconds, so it might not be enough time for you to switch those sliders. So all we're gonna do for the last 20 glute bridge pulses. Heading onto your back, squeeze the glutes up, let them fall down and squeeze. Over halfway. Nice and short. For 2, and release. Awesome job, everyone. Sitting up, nice and tall. We're gonna start our final stretch. So what we're gonna do, extend both legs, since we're sitting on the ground anyways. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, reaching for those toes. Inhale, coming up. We're gonna slide one of our feet in so that it makes a number 4 with the other leg. We're gonna square those shoulders off and we're gonna reach over top of the straight leg. Really important here, especially in that stretch. We don't wanna push too hard. We don't want any sharp pains anywhere. We want this to feel good while our muscles and our joints are nice and loose. Perfect. You're going to take the leg that's bent and you're going to bring it behind you. In this position, we want to feel a stretch in the quad and in the hip flexor. So if you feel it while you're sitting up here, that's great. If you have any sort of knee injury, you're not going to do this one. What you're going to do instead is either do it standing where you're reaching for that foot, or just bringing that heel up to the bum while you're in a standing position, so you can feel a nice gentle quad stretch there. If you don't feel much of a stretch in this position, what you're gonna do is you're gonna lean backwards until you feel a deeper stretch. Now remember, if you've got any pain in the hip or in the knee, maybe from surgeries, you're gonna do this stretch standing, holding that foot into the heel, holding that foot and pulling it into the bum, or just driving that heel with your pure leg strength alone into the bum. Good, coming up, we're gonna switch legs. Square those shoulders off to the straightened out leg. Inhale up, exhale, reach. Good, coming up, bring that leg to the back. Again, if you feel a stretch here, you're just gonna sit in this position, that's great. If you want a deeper stretch, you're gonna lean back. And if this does not feel good on your hip or your knee because you've had surgery, you're gonna do this stretch standing up. Good, coming up. You're gonna bring that right arm up and behind the back, pushing down on the tricep. Good, bring that arm in front of the body, pulling it into the chest. If it feels good on the neck, we're gonna look over the shoulder of the arm that we're stretching. Good, and release. Other arm up and behind the back, pushing down on that tricep. Bringing the arm in front of the body, pulling into the chest. If it feels good on the neck, looking over the shoulder of the arm that we're stretching. Good, coming back. Because we did a lot of planks today, I want to stretch out the wrists, the carpal tunnel, and also the forearms. So we're going to put those fingers out in front of us and pull the fingers back towards us. Pushing that palm of the hand out, you should feel a nice deep stretch in the wrist throughout the palm. Good, pointing those fingers down, grabbing that sort of squishy part of the thumb, you're going to pull that hand in, and you should feel a nice big stretch in the forearm here. Good, and release, other hand, pulling those fingers back towards you. Good, pointing those fingers down, pull them in, pushing the back of the hand out. Awesome, shake those hands out, give yourself a round of applause. Awesome job with that workout. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope everyone is staying safe and healthy during these crazy times.